Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Kurtzing here with a Great League battle. Definitely in that position again where I was climbing, had terrible luck, fell way back down again, stumbled upon this team, Zoomerl lead, Marowak Shadow, safe swap, and then Clodsire as closer. And overall, it actually seems to have decent coverage. Azumarill in the lead here against Jumpluff. You do have to watch out for the energy ball. Otherwise, Jumpluff would have to watch out for the ice beam. They switch into a Morpeko here, and I'm actually a little bit late switching. I should have just automatically switched, but I do grab a shield, so that's nice. And then Morpeko with a Aurora Wheel being the electric type first. I'm always going to let that one go through. Marowak actually takes it pretty well. Unfortunately, because I did wait to switch, now they're able to get to another move instead of me being able to farm them down. So I do shield up the dark typing Aurora Wheel. Jumpluff is going to come back in here. I'm going to throw the Rock Slide at them. It is super effective with the flying typing, but Jumpluff is very tanky, so as you can see there, it only does about half health. Do make it to another Rock Slide before they throw a move. I'm sure they are at another move by now. So I snagged the last shield, and looking at this here, I kind of feel like possibly I should have switched back into Azumarill, but Marowak's basically done its job. I've gotten both shields, taken out a Pokemon, and sure enough, in the back they've got the Clodsire, which Azumarill and my own Clodsire are good against. So worked out well. I'll take the Sludge Bomb there from their Clodsire. Ice Beam is super effective, as the ice is super effective against the ground typing. Super effective there. And here it's good to actually have them take me out, because then I can farm down and have a Rock Slide for the Jumpluff. Or, no, sorry, not a Rock Slide, Stone Edge. And I'm actually not even farming them down. That's right. I'm thinking of the wrong match here. Throw the Earthquake, takes out theirs, and then they realize that they're not going to be able to take me out, because Clodsire does take neutral basically from the grass type because of the poison. So here they start with Magnezone, and I take the bet to safe swap into Marowak. I felt like if I can switch and force them out, I do have Clodsire in the back, even if they do take out my Marowak. So they have a Azumarill in the back, and gonna throw a Bone Club here. They're not shielding, so I'm gonna shield this up. I feel like I know that their Magnezone is weak to Marowak here, but I feel like if I shield this, I might be able to farm down. And I am able to farm them down, so I have a bunch of energy now, and they've got a Drapion in the back. So I'm going to throw this Bone Club. This should get a shield. They're not going to want to let this go too. Sure enough, I do get a shield, and I'm already at another Bone Club. So I'm going to throw this. And this is a move here where I normally would let this go. I would be like, I'm not going to save this Pokemon. However, I recognized that it was doing a lot of damage very quickly, so I decided to shield it up. They switch into the Magnezone and catch one of the Mud Slaps, which almost completely takes them out, and then I do throw the Bone Club right away to avoid any damage, and Marowak literally beat their entire team. So that was a lot of work by Marowak there. Azumarill into Sandslash, definitely not ideal. And if you guys know, let me know in the comments for sure which move is better, Play Rough or Ice Beam. I went with Play Rough. I know Steel resists Fairy, and Ice Beam would be neutral to their Ice, but I also think Steel resists Ice as well, so I just opted to go with Play Rough. Let me know which one you guys would go with. Bring in Marowak here. They've got a Bastodon, so those Bone Clubs and the Mud Slap are going to just shred right through the Mastodon, and then they just concede the match. Next match here, Talonflame lead. Saw a couple of these. This is favorable for Azumarill. You do kind of have to watch out for Brave Bird, and if I'm not mistaken, this first match here, they do throw the Brave Bird, which kind of caught me off guard. Most people are running Fly or Flame Charge, although I have seen some do Brave Bird and Fly. So I do take that Brave Bird, throw an Ice Beam here, and then they switch into Poliwrath, and I instantly was like, oh, why did I take so much damage on Azumarill? It's my best answer for Poliwrath. And then I shield this up so that I can get to the Play Rough. But then I was like, well, I'm pretty sure they're using Counter. It's not a water move, so they're not going to be like super effective against Marowak. Ice is going to, but they're already down both shields. So I switch into my Marowak here, and I just don't quite get the Bone Club off before they get to a move. So I'm going to shield up this Icy Wind. They're Shadow, I'm Shadow. I want to say that I just barely live in Icy Wind, but I didn't want to risk it. Throw this Bone Club here, and that just about takes them out, and they switch back into the Talonflame, and they're farming up, and I'm able to get to the Rock Slide just before. They were probably still just stuck in the animation there. So the Rock Slide takes them out, and now their Poliwrath is still almost dead. They come in, I'm able to Mud Slap down, and then in the back they've got a Morpeko. So I actually saved that. I saved that move and swapped into Clodsire here. Took the Psychic Fangs, and the reason I switched was just to kind of save my Marowak instead of throwing in it, not taking them out. But either way, they concede the match. They know that it was over. Defense Deoxys into Azumarill. I feel like it's a better matchup for Azumarill. Play Rough is going to do more damage than a Rock Slide or the Psycho Boost will to me. So I do let that first Rock Slide go through. I'm going to go for a Play Rough here. The only thing that I start looking for or thinking is, okay, they aren't shielding. They're staying in. The counters are doing nothing to me. Get to another Play Rough here. Do they shield this or not? They do not, and I don't quite take out. So at this point, I think I want to shield, but I know that I don't need to, because even the Psycho Boost isn't going to do enough damage to take me out. There, I might have wanted to shield if they had back-to-back. Shield the first one as it does the most damage. Corsola, the ghost typing, is going to take a decent amount of damage from the Play Rough. However, Corsola is just, it seems so tanky that it's not going to really threaten a lot of health. So I do commit the shield so that I can get this Play Rough off. And as you can see there, it does a decent amount, but not anything spectacular. They're farming me down here, taking a lot of time. I probably, with this, should have just gone for the Play Rough, as I got to it about the same time as Ice Beam. But I do get a shield anyway, so it doesn't matter. Bring in Marowak here, and those Mud Slaps, man, I like those, the Shadow Mud Slaps. They just add up so much damage. Let the Nightshade go through. They are at another move, so it doesn't really matter which one I let through, I suppose. Another Nightshade, shielded, and at this point now, I was about to throw because I wanted to try to take them out or get their last shield, but with them throwing back to back there, I just simply wanted to commit to the farm down and leave with a bunch of energy. So this Bone Club here, if it connects, will do decent damage, but they do shield, so now I've got their last shield. So this one should do a decent amount of damage. Yeah, there you go. Primeape is pretty frail. So I switch into my Clodsire, and I'm sure somebody's going to say that I'm saying that wrong. I pronounce a lot of these not accurately. They get to another move, and I was, for a moment, I was like, oh no, if they boosted and now they're going to close combat me, they might take it out. But they only have Ice Punch, so I survive that and get to the Earthquake, which is going to take them out. So that's a good battle there. What did I do here? I think I figured I finished off a set that I had lost 1 or 2 in. I think 1. So I think I went 4 and then 5-0. I might be on like a 9-0 stretch with this team right now before I made this video. So we'll see. After I make the video, I'm sure I'll lose. There's another Aurora wheel into Marowak and just mud slapping away here. And again, they make another move. But I'm gonna shield this up, and it is just the Psychic Fangs. So this is a little bit unfortunate here. Down a shield, but they switch into a Dunsparce. Could it never liked shielding up like little moves like that, the Psychic Fangs. Get to another Bone Club here. Shadow Bone Club does a lot of damage. Have you guys noticed that? Like, it's just, look at that. I let this go because at this point, doesn't quite take me out. Yeah, it doesn't quite take me out. So I switch into my Azumarill. No need to shield either move here, and I'll be able to farm down the Dunsparce. They throw the Drill Run, and in the back they've got a Talonflame. So you're gonna go straight for the Ice Beam here. Likely get a shield. Do you get a shield? And Clodsire in the back is looking pretty good, so I want to save my shield, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I do. Fly comes through. I'm at another Ice Beam. This might get the shield, might not. If you know that it's going to be Ice Beam, probably no need to shield with the neutral effect that it would have. However, you are down pretty much to your last Pokemon. I believe I see they have 2, but I think their other one is very, very low. I think I let this go, actually. I've been rambling along and don't remember, but I think they might have a move on their other Pokemon. But I do decide to commit the shield here. Just a Flame Charge. Kind of expecting them to switch there. There we go. They switch. I switch into Marowak and throw a move and didn't really probably need to switch. But I'm glad that I was able to take that out before they did a Drill Run or something into my Clodsire. And there I get to the Stone Edge and take out the Talonflame. Diggersby lead. Again, Azumarill super effective with the bubbles. Ice Beam is super effective. Don't really need to worry about Scorching Sands, Fire Punch. Hyper Beam does do a decent amount. I like to run Hyper Beam on my Diggersby, and it surprises a lot of people. Here, I was very slow to switch. Literally should have switched right away. That allows them to get to a move here quite early. Brian would be super effective, and with being Shadow, I know Brian doesn't hit super, super hard, but I didn't want to risk going down, like, say, half health or something like that first move, and then be in an uncomfortable position. So I do decide to shield the first move, and that allows me to get to back-to-back Bone Clubs, which is going to put a lot of pressure on their shields. They decide to let that next one go through, and at this point, if I live this, that Mud Slap is going to take them out. So I do let it go. Brian, you can live it, but it does quite a bit. Bone Club, make it to a Bone Club here. This is going to possibly get their last shield. No, they do let it go. So farmer down here, those Mud Slaps, man, they just add up so fast. Bring back Azumarill, and I mess up. I throw a bubble instead of just going straight for the Ice Beam. Ice Beam would have either guaranteed their shield or it would have taken them out, and I wouldn't have had to take that Scorching Sands. I am now at back-to-back Ice Beams, so I can throw this one. They decide to let that go. So in the back, another Talonflame. So going straight for the Stone Edge here, obviously. Do have a shield. This team, it seems to do well, like, against a lot of teams. Well, I mean, it's done really well against the teams that I faced, but if you're using Marowak as your safe swap, you've got the ground cover and the rock cover that Clodsire has, but if you switch, say, and they switch into a grass typing, that's fine. The Marowak can get taken out. You can come back in. You can do some Ice Beams with the Azumarill. But then Clodsire actually is neutral against grass because of the poison typing, right? So your poison stings are going to add up and do a lot, and your Stone Edge is going to do a lot against the grass. And then both Marowak and Clodsire are good against flyers. They're good against steel. So like you kind of have to watch out for Alligator if they manage to not get that baited out with the Azumarill. Or if you switch into the Marowak and they don't answer with a Feraligatr, you kind of have to watch for that. But yeah, it's seemed to work quite well so far. Taking another drill run here, and I decide at this point that I want to see if I can make them switch into something else, not let my Azumarill just get bullied and drill run down. So I'm going to commit my first shield, and there's the reason why they weren't switching, because they've got an Umbreon in the back, so the Play Roughs would be super effective. I'm just going to go Bone Club. Bone Club, Bone Club, Bone Club, and do as much damage as I can, whittle them down, and try to get rid of them. If this is their best answer to a ground type, Clodsire should be pretty good in the back. So I'm going to let this first Foul Play go through. Doesn't do too much damage. Almost at a Bone Club here. I'm gonna let it go. And I think I just barely live. Yeah, I just barely live. So throw this next Bone Club. Again, a little bit more chip damage. Take him down as low as I can. Another Mud Slap, another Mud Slap. 3 more Mud Slaps go through. So now I'm in a good position with Azumarill. I can come in, no shield this, and bubble down. Because I got them low enough. No need to throw any moves. And not that I think I got to the move as they died. And then they got a Toxapex in the back. So there I'm a lot faster at switching. And they answer with a Dunsparce. I do want to throw here to try to take them out before I take a drill run or get the last shield. They do decide to shield the Dunsparce, realizing or recognizing that Talon is not going to want to see this thing. However, one drill run does not take me out, and I'm able to farm down. Oh, sorry. Talon is Toxapex in the back. So Earthquake, they don't want to see that either. Does a decent chunk. I would like to try to catch the brine onto the Azumarill, but my switch clock wasn't up yet. So I do shield up this brine, and then I'm going to make it to an Earthquake just before, and this should take out their Toxapex, which is going to be another good match. And I think that's actually the last battle as well. So yeah, I cut out the first, I think it was 3 battles, maybe 4. I think it was 4 battles. And then this one I went 5-0 on. And like I say, haven't done the rest any more battles since then. I just put it together and was like, wow, I'm actually winning some battles here. I'm going to make a video on it. So let me know in the comments how you guys are doing in the season.